This is really special to come home. It feels like we have not been home in a long time, and to be playing here in front of the 12s and all that is a big deal to us. And it's obvious that we need to get kick-started, and this is the best place in the world to do that. So we're going to try to make the most of this opportunity. It happens to be a really good-looking Dallas team. They've got nice firepower. They've got a defense that's flying, and it's going to be a very difficult challenge, but still one that we need. We need to do well in it, and we're looking forward to it.
Do you have an update on Justin Britt at all?
Yeah, he's got a sore shoulder. He's going to go day to day, see if he can play on the weekend. We'll find out.
Bobby and KJ practicing today?
Bobby's practicing. KJ's not.
How about Doug Baldwin? What's his status?
He had a good weekend. He's positive about it, but there's nothing to say about when he's returning at this point. He's looking at it every day. He's trying to get well.
Do you expect Wagner to play Sunday?
Yes.
And Trey Flowers?
He's back practicing today. He's ready to go. He's got all these guys that have come back always have to make it, endure the practice, and come on back the next couple of days. We'll see how that goes, but we have a real good thought that they're going to be fine.
Fluker as well?
Yep.
How's Dallas different than when you played them in December? They seem to be blitzing more, and maybe Prescott's running more.
The quarterback's already run a number of times, yeah, and so that's a little bit of a tweak in their offense. They're featuring his stuff, and those aren't scrambles; those are designed runs or opportunities to run. So we're seeing that. That's a little different. He's good at it, so it's a good dimension to their team.
Are they blitzing more defensively?
No, not necessarily. No.
Where do you want your running game to go Sunday? What are you looking for?
We need to be more efficient. We were better this week than we were last week. We just need more runs. We just need more first downs and more runs. And so it's an important part of the way we play. That's no change. That's nothing. We just haven't got it done yet. And so I'm hoping that it feeds off of third down conversions and we get our chances and then we can keep the ball running.
You mentioned, I think, after the Denver game that Chris had moved ahead of Rashad. Do you still believe that today?
He started the game, yeah, and he started. And yeah, Chris did fine in the game. I'll try to help you one more time on this. I know you guys are curious about what happened. I screwed up. I thought he looked like he was winded early in the game, so I was just concerned about it. And I thought it was because of the special teams because he hadn't had a lot of plays yet. And I talked to him. He didn't think he was winded when I talked to him afterwards. Today I mentioned it to him, but that was just a thought. But he played all the way through the third quarter. He was in the game plan all the way through the third quarter, and we always are going to spell a little bit. Rashad really got some chances in the fourth quarter, and I wanted to see him run and see what he could do, and he did fine. So that's all that is. There's nothing other than that. There's no changes in approach, no changes on the depth chart or any of that. So we should be really clear about that.
Usually a conversation you have with someone mid-game, like, hey, are you winded? Or
No, I just observed it. I just looked at it, and I checked in with Chad on it, and so it's no big deal. I mean, just trying to keep the guy fresh is what it amounts to. And he played really well. He did a nice job running the football when he had his chances. We need more.
how did Rashad look when he got his?
He did. Yeah, he hit it pretty good. He had a couple nice little shots where he squirted through the line of scrimmage, almost got loose twice, and didn't quite keep his footing. But he looked quick and explosive and encouraging, that we were doing the right thing to have Chris rolling and then him coming in off the bench and fitting in for him. Until we know more, that looks like the way we're going. I don't have any reason to think otherwise. But I want him to play because he's a good ball player, and we want to see if he can make some things happen when he gets his chances.
You touched on it a little bit the other day, but Austin Claytor to come in and do what he's done in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he did really well. He played a really good football game. And it's more than just the plays and getting lined up and all. It was making the calls, handling the situations, handling the adjustments that we made during the game, communicating to guys around him. He played like a veteran player and was really pleased with that. And he had a good guy in Michael to work with. Mike is a good communicator and all of that as well. When you ask a guy to step up like that, you don't know if he will, if he can or not. We expect that to happen. He did it in great fashion, so it was a beautiful illustration of that.
Do you expect to have Michael this week, or do you know
Yes.
from week to week?
Yes, we do.
Have you sounded sure that, have you gotten word from the league on where that status is?
Yes,
And what is the status on that from the
he's
league?
playing this week. That's what I know.
Do you expect to have a suspension coming down soon for him?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Really, we haven't been in the back and forth conversation about anything about that yet.
How did Michael play Monday night?
He did a nice job. He did a really nice job. He he missed one huge opportunity on the sidelines. Remember, he went for an interception on the flat route. But other than that, he did a good job. He blitzed well. He covered well. He ran to the football well. He, coming brand new into our game on really Wednesday or whatever, Thursday. He did a great job, and so I was really pleased.
How tough was it to lose Tom Johnson? And did you think you could sneak him back?
Yeah, we hope to. We were concerned, at the time we had to make a move because of an entirely different position. We were forced to with the guys that got banged up on the back end, and we had to try to see what we thought would happen. We had a couple younger guys that one of them could have gone as well. We thought they might have been more easily claimed than him, and we had really hoped and had talked to him like we were bringing him right back. He got a nice deal to go on, and so we wish him the best. Unfortunately, we weren't able to luck out and get him on back.
Was that a deal where you said, hey, we're going to re-sign you, and kind of a gentleman's agreement, or was it left over?
Well, that doesn't carry much. He knew what our intentions were very clearly because we were, explicit. And he's a great kid. We love him on our team, and it was just unfortunate that it had to happen. But there's a couple other guys that in the same position that could play, and they're younger and all of that. And so we thought maybe another team would look at it a little differently than they did. But he went back to his old club, and they know exactly what they're getting, and so I can see why they did it.
And as it happened, Luani didn't even play. Is that because McDougald was more available and special teams?
Yeah, everything worked out okay. Yeah.
What the three safeties, you went with that a lot, and you mentioned some of it was because of the linebacker situation. But did you like what you saw from that one?
Yeah, I thought we've been really pleased with what T2 has done to get him back on the field with those guys, and then also be able to move Bradley around. Bradley's a really savvy football player, and there's a lot of stuff he can do in coverage, in pressure, and in zones and man. And so it gave us a nice mix and allowed us some flexibility to do some things that we'll continue to grow with. I like the package; it looked good.
Pete, you had the onside kick at the end of the game Monday. How much do the new rules kind of maybe drop the chance of converting that?
Well, the difference is the get off of the kickoff team. They don't get a running start. So they're not going to cover as much ground. It's more difficult to get your onside kicks than it was. There's no question about that one. So you got to be creative and try to figure it out, and hopefully you get a good bounce and all that kind of stuff. And we have a number of things that we'll continue to work with as we move forward.
Coach, when you have to be without Doug Bowlen for a couple of weeks, is there ever a thought about maybe looking at a guy like this, Brian, as a free agent?
We like the guys that we have. We feel comfortable about them. We've kind of anticipated, that Keenan would step up for us if we needed him. And as he gets going here, depending on how long Doug is the return is, he's going to fit in for us. And so, so the answer to that was we're looking at everything, okay, always, but we like where we are right now.
Looking at Russell, just both games of the season, where do you kind of assess where he is and how he's fitting in with sort of the new season?
It's been hard on him because we've had so many rushes on us. We've had a hard time with protecting him and for a variety of reasons. I think he's busting his tail. He's doing everything he can, and he's been tough and resourceful, and he's been special when he's moving and getting out. Really, and I know that I've heard that there's some question about, like, we've told him to do something different now. We're not. We haven't changed what he does. We've just tried to make him more confident in the protection. And even though the sack numbers are there, our protection is more solid than it's been, and it was throughout the preseason. And Russell is counting on that rhythm. He's to help him, and so he's been moving into the pocket a little bit because that's what he's had a lot of time. So, but the other part of it, the miscues and all, are just new. We're new. We missed this. We missed that, and we can fix all of those things. I know Shadi and Mike have been so clear about it. We see exactly what the issues are. We just got to knock them out and make sure they don't come back again, and we clean this thing up. Because it really, what's disrupting our offense has really been the negative plays, and that's just there's no rocket science to figure that out. But we have to eliminate it. We got to get rid of it.
So he has the same freedoms in this offense he had previously.
He has a lot of freedom. He has more freedom than he's ever had, much more, as a matter of fact. And he's done great with it. Can I ask for another one too? Because I heard that there was a question about when we called timeout. We were misaligned on that, and the clock was running down, and so we called timeout for that reason. And that was it. I know you guys have all kinds of theories, and not you guys, but there's all kinds of theories out there, and everything's fine. We were competing for the moment and trying to get. Russ didn't know why we called the timeout at the time. Right immediately, he wasn't sure what it was, and that was all that we were dealing with, and we were trying to win.
Do you need him to run more at all, or I mean, he hasn't run a lot in terms of yards and things like that?
We always like him running. I think it's great when Russ runs. We don't discourage him from doing that. We want him to take off and go and move whenever he can.
Russ said Sunday or Monday after the game that he felt like the team was really close offensively and that 99-yard drive was emblematic of that. Do you feel that drive was a sign?
I definitely feel like that. I don't think just that drive. There's enough positive things that are showing. I don't see anything but us getting really good at what we're doing. I think it's coming. I feel it. I can see it on the practice field. I can see it in the guys we're calling on to do things. They're not taxed beyond their abilities or anything. This is it's gonna come together. We just have to get rid of the negative things that are happening that just set you back and screw you up for your down and distances, and that's really hard to overcome that. And we've seen the result of it. It's difficult. I think we're at our best when we're playing with good tempo, when we're moving and really get Russ in that flow. It's always when he's been great, and we're going to continue to try to do that.
Coming home, help iron out some of those things?
I hope so, because there has been a couple of communications, a little bit unclear, and those things they just get better in time, and so I think I can't wait to get out and go play again and crank it up and get going there.
Is there one thing that you most attribute the sack numbers to so far, whether it be Russ hanging on to the ball too long?
We've been in long yardage situations, and some of those when we're getting sacked too, and we've compounded it. So I mentioned about sometimes we try too hard when it's 3rd and 17, and we're still trying to get a first down right there. That's what makes it difficult. And that's I might have said something, but that's us together in that situation. We got to get the ball out and get rid of it and go ahead, sometimes just punt the football. And when we make the call and we give him a call that gives him a chance, he's going to try to get it done, and he's going to compete his tail off to do that. That's who he is, and that's the only way we want him to be, really. But we just got to make sure that we're doing that well, and sometimes we got to go kick the football.
Is that the difference between you saying your protection's better, though the sack numbers are there?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that because it doesn't mean much to you guys until we start doing it. But I think you'll see in time. I think Dwayne's added a lot to us. I think Sweeze has done a nice job in adding to us, and I think Jermaine on the other side is doing better also. We're just getting better, and so it's going to show, and we're going to take advantage of it. We got to stay out of the bad situations I really think to make that come to life. But we got to prove that. I can say all I want about that. We got to show it.
Only week 3, but do you kind of feel a sense of urgency?
Heck yeah. Every week we feel interested. Every single game is a freaking championship opportunity. We got to go. There's only a couple undefeated teams in the NFC right now. And let's hang with that. Let's hang with that. I don't want to get behind that number right now. So we got to get a win, and just like we did last week, and it'll be the same next week too. Nothing's changes on that. The urgency is always there.
Is Ethan's a starter now? Is he still optioned to play center?
He is. Yes. Yeah. He has always been in our mind. He can do that, and he's good at it.
Another touchdown, another big catch. Just how impressive have you been with him a couple of weeks into the game?
He's been great. He really has been a great first time starter for us. To come in because we're relying on him to do a lot of things, and he's such a good learner, and he's just such a great worker that he's done a beautiful job so far. And he can get a lot better too. He missed a couple things and missed a couple blocks, missed a hot. There's a lot of stuff, and he'll get all of that in time. He'll have everything nailed. He'll totally command the position. He's just got such an approach and a mentality that's how our expectations are. For him.
Is that a tough position for a rookie to come in because there are a lot of different aspects to it?
There is a lot to it because of pass protections, as well as the route running, as well as all the blocking schemes. There is a lot to it. It is a complex position. He's really fit for the spot. He's big enough, strong enough, tough enough, quick enough, so he can do the things. He's not out physical at any time in what we're asking him to do. So, and you can see him. He can get open, and he can do stuff with the ball after he catches it. So we're just real fortunate that we got him. We're a very, very good draft pick for us.
He only had a handful of catches in college, I think. Is he giving you more as a receiver than you thought?
More than when I think until we saw him, until we got him on the field. He's a real natural athlete. We'd seen him through the workouts, and he looked really good and all that. But I think not until we really got around him and got to know him a little more and understand that he is such a good all-around athlete, and he's got good feel and sense and stuff. That he's got good spatial awareness and all those good things. And he's going to get better too because he has such little background. He has very limited background catching the football. But it's not because he doesn't have good hands and he doesn't see the ball well and all that.
What do you see on tape from the Cowboys offense?
That they've broadened the stuff they're doing a little bit. They've expanded their style of play in the quarterback runs for one, and a couple other things that they're doing, that they're moving, they're growing. And they've been kind of the same for quite a while, and you can see that there's a difference right now. They've been influenced by some other teams that have done some good stuff in their division in particular, and you can see them experimenting with things, and it fits them. The quarterback can do anything. He can stay in the pocket, he can throw on the move, he can take off and run and make you pay. So I think as they grow in their confidence with him, and his experience grows, they're just utilizing him more.
Can you see Chris Richard's influence on their defense at all, or?
I can see it in the corner play. Yeah, the corners are playing really well. They're on line of scrimmage, and they're doing a nice job. They made a nice move with Jones, and he's made a nice quick transition. He's doing a good job for them.
When Ken Norton came back here, he knew he had Wagner, he had Wright, he had a certain way he wanted to do it. How different has that been for him, and how has he adjusted to that? Has he?
He's adjusted well. We've really we're doing quite a bit less than what they did, and so we're zeroing in more on base stuff and all of the aspects of that to keep that alive. But it's nothing new for Ken. It's just different than what he did when he was there, and he's adapted fine. He has no problem with it at all. He has total command of what we're doing.
To clarify with DJ, did you say you expect to have him back this week? DJ Fluker.
He's practicing today, so we'll see how it goes. And if he can make it through, I'm hopeful that he'll play.
How impressed were you with how Shaquille Griffin's played through 2 games? Obviously getting a couple picks last week, but it seems like
He's off to another really good start. He had a terrific rookie season. And you can check the numbers any way you want to check him. He had a really good rookie season. So how does he respond to come back? He played well throughout the preseason. He's just played the same every time he goes out. He's got a consistency about him, and he's really gifted because he's so fast and he's athletic and all the rest, and he's tough. That he's got a consistency to him that he could be a really good player here. And you got to put time together to make that work. But I'm really hopeful for it.
Has Bradley been more versatile and been able to do more things than you expected when you guys got him?
He's just coming out. Everything he's doing well. He's just been in coverage well. He's tackled well. He's made big plays. He's made picks already. He's been around the football. Gosh, he's just off to a great start. It's a great start to the season for him. And I think, we always knew he was versatile, but we appreciate it more, and he's just so comfortable with the system now. He's making things happen even considerably more obvious than last year. I think he's already coming out and just showing us more things that he can do. And so that's why we'll continue to move him around and do some things with him.
if you were asked this before, I apologize, but if Justin can't go Sunday, who's your center?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But Posick can play, and Joy played well in the game, so we're in good shape either way.
Shaquille talked after the game about how he said it was his offseason goal to kind of get better at taking the ball away when it's there. What does it take for a cornerback to take that step in his game?
Yeah, that's confidence. It really is. It's belief that you're in the right place at the right time and you go for it. And the uncertainty sometimes. Am I doing this right? Am I safe to take a shot at the ball? Sometimes restricts guys somewhat. He has been hawking the football the entire time we've been in camp together and all the way through it. He's made a bunch of plays, and he's just getting going. He's just getting started. He's got a lot of great stuff ahead of him.
In the past, you knew how your team would react, slow start, fast, whatever. Do you have a handle on how this might go, or is it still an unknown with so many new faces?
No, I feel really confident that I do know, and I don't see unknowns in here. I see these guys ready to roll. We played really hard the other night and we played physical and tough and all that. We just didn't quite stay out of our own way enough early on. So we have to just keep cleaning up our game so that we can, reap the benefits of what we're capable of doing. And we're really close. We're really close.
Since the first
Where you
two
been?
games,
I thought you were going to let me get out of here.
the first 2 games have been close. So have you diagnosed why you got away from the run in both games? Is there a pattern?
Yeah, I would tell you that I just take it my impatience a little bit. That figuring that we should be on the board more than we had, and just got to throw the ball up more than I want to, and I'm over that. Both games were so close throughout. We were close enough we could have done whatever we wanted to all the way down to the end of it. We just got a little bit impatient, threw the ball a little bit more than we needed to, and so you look back, and that's with limited opportunities because we weren't converting, and so that's it just kind of works together. That's I'm just owning up. That's what I would say is the issue with that. I need to be a little less impatient. I'm a little bit tend to be that way,
Are you and Brian having any issues in terms of communication?
No, but we are growing together, and that there is, I was with guys for a long time, 7, 8 years, and similar play calling. So there is stuff to grow. There's new situations that happen. Even all of the time we spend to prepare, there's stuff that still happens, and that I need to do a really good job to help him. And that's really what my job is to help him be really good, and I got to do a better job to help him.
Do you want to have one back get the bulk of the carries and get into a rhythm?
No, I've never felt that way. Yeah, I've never felt that way. It just depends. But if a guy takes over and he owns it, yeah, I'm fine with that too. I'm open to whatever seems to work best for us. And I've said it before. It just depends on the guys. If you have a guy that's so dominant, it's great. But I want to give the guys a chance to show if they are. That's the main thing. And then if not, then we just keep working our guys and stay strong and stay healthy, and we'll last longer during the season. If we can not show too much wear and tear on guys. And so there's real positives to being able to have a 2 guys or 3 guys in the rotation.
Because you're still learning Schottenheimer, have you been more involved in the play calling than the previous
No,
years?
no more than ever. Nope.
Did he want to run the ball more? You said you were a little impatient. Were you?
When I say that, it's like, hey, let's go take a shot at this guy to see if we can get him, and so I can enter in and I can affect the way the guy thinks. I mean, it's not just Brian. That's been with offensive play callers for years. You can screw them up. But you also give them some good plays once in a while too. So, kind of got to go with it, as you know. And but I need to do a good job with him, make sure that he's strong and he's right and all that.
Anything else? Thank you.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. What are you thinking right there? What are you thinking? Huh? Okay, good.